Hey, I'm live. What's going on, everybody? Brian Engelman here. Good morning. Happy Thursday or something. This is the New American Media. And I'm going to walk you through what's going on in the world. Hugh Hefner dies at 91 years old. Hugh Hefner, in a largely puritanical society, kind of made it okay for a man to be a man. I mean, we were designed this way. We didn't design ourselves. Sorry, I got my allergies this morning, so forgive me. I took my Zyrtec, my allergy pill. But there may be a few sniffles, so I apologize. But yeah, in the 50s, I mean, it was a different society. I mean, don't think that humans haven't always been attracted to each other and haven't always been driven by an insatiable, what do you call it? It's more than lust. It's something that's built into our DNA. I mean, we wouldn't be reproducing if it wasn't pleasurable. And so it's always been a part of humans to have these strong sexual urges. But society has often really repressed these sides of humanity. You know, it's hard to have light without dark. You know, the yin and the yang. It's hard to have puritanical without hedonistic. So in the 50s, I mean, Hugh Hefner comes out with Marilyn Monroe, and Playboy magazine became a enormous cultural icon. Compared to Jay Gatsby, Citizen Kane, and Walt Disney. Yeah, you know, it's... I live out here in Los Angeles, and I haven't been to the mansion. And on my timeline, on my Facebook feed, apparently a lot of people in my feed know Hef, have posed for Hef, have worked with Hef. So I don't know, is Hef a disgusting caricature of what's wrong with society? Or is Hugh Hefner and Playboy just an opportunity to look into who we are a little bit deeper? You know, I went to Mexico in spring break back in college, and you know, I had this phrase, everything we despise, it's everything we disguise. So I was kind of referring to, you know, like the shakedowns. You know, if you had an altercation, an interaction, a run-in with the Cancun police or authorities or what have you, you know, maybe everything would just smooth itself out if you gave them $20, $50, $100, and just kind of, hey, lo siento, pardon. I'm sorry. Actually, that's all I want to say about Hef right now, because I'm going to keep this one short. I'll just keep bouncing around, because that's actually a pretty good segue for me to go to my next story if we're talking about everything we disguise and everything we despise. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a different system of justice over there. You know, you kind of cut out the middleman. You know, you see people like Ray Lewis. Apparently, in the world of sports, the Baltimore Ravens are paying security guards to guard the statue of Ray Lewis outside of their stadium. So now we got statues and kneeling coming together. This is just beautiful. A month ago, the symbol of oppression was the Confederate flag, and now the symbol of oppression is the American flag. I just, you know, I can't. America has jumped the shark. But anyway, I went to Mexico, and you know, people would talk about the corrupt system down there, and I'm like, look, man, they just cut out the middleman. They get rid of the lawyers, they get rid of the judges. If you make that cop, if you can just sort that out with the cop, and you call it a day, look, the cops keep bad things from happening on the streets. They make a few extra bucks and you get to go home. Is that the worst thing in the world? Is it everything we despise? Oh, it's so corrupt. Or is it just everything we disguise? And I would definitely say it's just the stuff we disguise. We put in these fancy systems and... Oh, seriously, forgive me, guys. I got this allergic thing going on. Oh, should have got rid of that before I went live, huh? Oh, well, I'll just move fast. So anyway, talking about greasing palms and moving things along, you got corruption and fraud, and the FBI announcing that 10 people, including 4 college basketball assistant coaches, have been arrested as part of a 2-year investigation into bribes and corruption in the sport. Yeah, we got assistant coaches from Arizona, Auburn, Louisville, Miami, Oklahoma State, and USC. Guys, this isn't isolated to a few different places. This is everywhere. I had, you should check out our show on YouTube or on vid.me. vid.me/The New American Media. Subscribe and follow us over there because we're starting another channel since YouTube keeps censoring us. I know we're using YouTube to go live now. Make sure you're on facebook.com/The New American Media. But I did a show yesterday with Zach Barris. Zach was a scout over at Arizona and then worked in the NBA as well. And we had a good conversation about this. He provided some good insight. I'll leave it for him to kind of break that stuff down for you in that entire show. I think we did a 10-minute segment on it where we really just focused on it. And it's not just Adidas. It's not just Louisville. It's everywhere. This stuff's happening everywhere. Don't be a fool. Don't be naive. Look at the Olympics. You want to see what's happening? Man, you got a tidal wave of that stuff coming to Los Angeles in a couple of years now. Hooray. But yeah, I mean, if you can give somebody $400,000 and give their family enough money to, stabilize a tough situation, guess what? You're going to be going to that school, whatever that school is. This isn't just basketball. This is going to be football. It's going to be everything. But for me, it's just an opportunity to take press time out and go, all right, hang on. The NCAA, these agents, assistant coaches, the shoe companies, everybody's passing money around. Everybody's making off the books money, except the players. So maybe it's time that these players start getting paid outright, especially in these programs like, when you're consistently in the Final Four, when you're consistently one of the best programs in the country and you're generating massive revenue. Maybe you should share in that. Oh, they get a college degree. I understand that point of view. And I think I could respect that point of view even a little bit more if you yourself were a college athlete. I was a high school athlete, and I know I didn't have time to do anything. In the summer, it was wake up and go to two-a-days. Come home, go to sleep, wake up, do it again. And then in school, you go to school, then you go to practice, then you go home, you go to sleep, you wake up, you do it again. You couldn't even have a part-time job if you wanted one. So I think that the NCAA, by them prohibiting players from making money off their likeness, if they're playing in a video game, why aren't they making money off that? Why aren't they getting a kickback off of that? If you're selling NCAA college football, EA Sports, it's in the game. Okay. Well, why aren't the players that are featured in that getting a few bucks? What would be wrong with signing autographs? If people want to pay you, what would be wrong with that? Now, I can understand maybe they would fear corruption. And by the way, we've done shows on this for 6 years. This is not the first time I've covered this topic on the New American Media. And our sports show, where the heck is that? Oh, there we go. The Unhappy Hour. They might fear that money would be funneled in that way, and you want to keep it clean that way. But, Ohio State took a big ding. It kind of ended up getting rid of Jim Tressel. And, players were signing autographs and selling their, medallions, their gold pants that they got, and, trading things of value, getting tattoos for autographs. And this system that forces high school athletes to take a year off or to wait until you're 19 to kind of force you into the NCAA, there's something wrong with that. And, the NBA changing the rules after LeBron James. If you're good enough and people want to pay you, who has the right to tell you can't earn a living? I don't like that. If you can go into the military at 18, why can't you get a career? One of these you could die. The other one, you could make a bunch of money. Maurice Clarett, the running back from Ohio State, he got into it. He wanted to leave college football after 1 year and end up in a big court case, and it didn't end up working out. NCAA is making a killing off the best athletes in the world. Everybody's making money except for the players. There's something wrong with that. But like I talked with Zach about yesterday, there's a lot of players living over their means in fancy condominiums, fancy apartments, fancy cars, fancy clothes, good food. They're getting the royal treatment. If you can't get paid, they're gonna get you hooked up. So anyway, we're gonna follow this story because it's gonna get bigger. Oh, a good story I saw: Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Houston Texans, gives his first paycheck to Texans workers, people affected by the hurricane. That was pretty cool. 49er safety Eric Reed believes the Colin Kaepernick's message has been lost. Yeah, you think? Yeah, you know what? I think Westboro Baptist Church, I think their message is lost when they're picketing, holding signs that say God hates fags and, doing stuff like that at military funerals. And, when you're a jerk, your message is lost. Maybe that's the takeaway here. Don't be a jerk. Don't be disrespectful, and maybe your point won't get lost. The Minnesota Twins are making the playoffs after a 100-loss season. Okay, cool. Talked about Hugh Hefner. If you have thoughts, type them below. I can read them live. I will take your comments as they come in. The Republicans are shifting over to a tax plan. Well, good. Shift to something relevant. That would be helpful. Got a game tonight. Got the Packers playing. Okay. They want all the fans to lock arms and stuff. I don't know. I'm just. All right, so we'll see if tax cuts happen. I think it would be wonderful to change the tax code to just make it easy. I would like that a lot. Megyn Kelly has a new show. They're saying awkward moments and offensive remarks. I don't know. She ran into Hurricane Trump and has not been the same since. Apparently children look too similar for iPhone facial recognition. Okay. All right, this is a good one. Sporting news. Why didn't TV networks show angry booing NFL fans Sunday or Monday? This guy holding up a sign, ESPN, everyone singing and participating in the national anthem. Networks typically don't televise the anthem except for the Super Bowl and other special occasions, but they recognize there'd be intense viewer interest this past weekend. Some fans, if they reacted at all, happily clapped and cheered during protests, but others did not, and they angrily let their home teams know it. The audio mics picked up the boos. Yet the TV networks mostly avoided crowd shots Sunday, so there was never a chance for viewers to see fans jeering players. This is the Patriots fans booing their team during a national anthem protest. Singing the national anthem, please withdraw all the figures. And And then it's a fan. Sorry, the audio's going to be all garbled, but he's just saying it's disrespectful to the United States, this, that, and the other. All right, so we'll see. We'll see if numbers are down. I mean, it kept me. I was just sad. I was just annoyed by it. I got sports on my wall, you know. All right, the FBI director is saying that terrorist drones may be coming. Well, of course. Sorry, but of course. Mystery surrounds metal towers popping up in tunnels and bridges? What's those?
In a world filled with technology, Spectrum delivers.
Stop it, autoplay. New York, mysterious metal towers popping up at local tunnels and soon start appearing at bridges too. They don't know the purpose of it. It's a $100 million MTA project shrouded in secrecy, with 18 of them for tunnels and bridges. So what are they exactly? MTA's man in charge of the bridges and tunnels, Cedric Fulton, dodged Carlin's questions Wednesday. I said no comment, he said. Commissioner saying they know too little about the towers, even with half the money spent. A lot of board members didn't have all the details they would have wanted, myself included. Residents suspect there's much more going on in the towers than meets the eye and wonder if they'll ever really know what's going on inside of them. I'm going to guess that it's not just a decoration. $100 million for big decorative pylons. What we're asking for is transparency from the MTA. A lot of the board members don't know the specifics. Going up include, the base of these new pieces that are going up include whatever fiber optics are necessary for those homeland security items. Anti-terror technology. Could that one day include facial recognition? Don't know, and they're not at liberty to discuss. Well, where are pictures of this? Okay. Just kind of sifting through, you know, having morning coffee with you. Military building Skynet. The future of the U.S. military is constructing a giant armed nervous system. A single strategy with service chiefs for military dominance. Connect everything to everything. Leaders of the Air Force, Navy, Army, and Marines are converging on a vision of the future military, connecting every asset on the global battlefield. That means everything from F-35 jets overhead to the destroyers on the sea to the armor of the tanks crawling over the land to multiplying devices in every troop's pockets. Every weapon, vehicle, and device connected, sharing data, constantly aware of the presence and state of every other node in a truly global network. The effect, an unimaginably large cephalopoidal, that is a word I may have never used in my lifetime, cephalopoidal nervous system armed with the world's most sophisticated weaponry. In recent months, the Joint Chiefs of Staff put together the newest version of their national military strategy. Unlike previous ones, it is classified, but executing a strategy requiring buy-in and collaboration across the services. In recent months, at least 2 of the service chiefs talked openly about the strikingly similar direction that they're taking their forces. Standing before a sea of dark blue uniforms at a September Air Force Association event in Maryland, Air Force Chief of Staff General David Goldfein said he has refined his plans for the Air Force after discussions with the Joint Chiefs as part of the creation of the classified military strategy. This article is going to go on, but they're building Skynet, people. That's the future we're living in. So, how concerned should you be with police militarization? I know that's a story about the military, but you know what I mean. A witch store has opened in Kansas to serve a growing pagan population. By the way, pagan doesn't mean evil, it just means like earth religions, old earth religions. Ooh! Perfect! Yep, it's come full circle, people. It's come full circle. O.J. Simpson may be getting out as early as Monday. Just so you know. Of course. ISIS has a baby-faced child suicide bomber blowing itself up in a chilling video. I'm not going to click on that. JP Morgan is saying to bet against CBS amid the Anthem controversy. Trump versus Pro Football ratings is a game the NFL can't win. No, you're not going to win this. You've been taking money from the military, NFL, since 2009 to push patriotism, to push a recruitment for the armed forces, to do the national anthem with the players on the field, to make it extra patriotic. Don't you dare have your owners and your coaches and your players now coming out and saying that there's nothing disrespectful about kneeling for an anthem. You've been pushing how respectful and patriotic it is. You cannot speak out of both sides of your mouth, okay? Saying that players can be fired for political speech. Oh, CBS talking about maybe selling Television City Studios in Los Angeles. Whoa. Okay. Wow. All right, I got to dig into that later. A Senate bill could trigger the massive slaughter of wild Mustang. Scientists control weather using lasers. Well, we know about HARP technology anyway. You got lifelike androids baffling people. Is it a woman or a machine? Thank you, Hugh Hefner. You've paved the way for this next story. Sex robot display model molested so much that it breaks. This is the future. And NASA's considering a sex ban. What is this? Okay. Secret NASA documents warned against mixed gender Mars mission due to risk of astronauts having sex. British spacewoman Helen Sharman claims. Probe into impure thoughts. The journey to Mars and back would take at least 1.5 years, exposing brave cosmic travelers to huge blasts of potentially lethal radiation. Well, what else would you be doing out there? Teens film themselves robbing and beating an 8-year-old and then post the video to social media. Okay, that's gross. Oh, a boy leads police on an 85-mile-an-hour chase in a truck after getting into a fight with mom. How young of a boy? Let's click this. 10-year-old. All right. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often, actually. I don't recall driving before I could. Maybe it's just so scary, but most people don't. I don't know. You have a wellness blogger fined over false cancer claims. You have clowns on dark streets spooking residents. I've done a show on this. Don't do it. I've talked with John Correa from Active Self-Protection, ASP. Active Self-Protection. Cover your ass. Don't scare people. You got concealed carry permits. You're going to be in a stunt and you're going to get shot and killed by accident. Don't freak people out. If they fear for their lives, they have a right to defend themselves. Don't come out at somebody with a fake axe, dressed like a clown or something. You might get shot in the face. That wouldn't be good for anybody. Here's a Bloomberg story. This is interesting. And don't start playing. I feel like it's going to start playing. And I can't pause it and stop it. Shut up. Oh, for the love. These pop-ups are just the worst. Legal weed may be a windfall for McDonald's and Taco Bell. The munchies are driving up fast food sales in states where marijuana is legal. Cannabis has been shown to increase users' appetite, sending many customers of legalized dispensaries to fast food chains, according to a new study by Green Market Report and consumer research around cannabis. 43% of legal marijuana users ate at a McDonald's restaurant in the past 4 weeks, the survey found. 18% ate at Taco Bell, while 17% went to Wendy's. Those results were significantly higher than among respondents who hadn't visited a dispensary. Some 27,500 people responded to the online survey. Other restaurant chains that saw a higher consumption from cannabis users included Burger King, KFC, Jack in the Box, and Carl's Jr. I mean, I guess this is a story from the No Crap department. Or Yeah You Think department. All right, and then finally, I'll just go to this one and we'll call it a day. But I just want to start the day, tell you the stories that I'm following, things I'm thinking about, talking about, looking at. I'm gonna have to start doing this more regularly. So get used to it. Hopefully you'll like it. Subscribe, comment on it. Let me know what you think. Oh. Whew. SpaceX's Elon Musk, Lockheed Martin announcing an updated Mars plan tonight. Yes! Yeah, let's see if we can hear some of this. Are you going to be interesting or just show pictures? Sorry, I have not vetted this information, so I don't know if it's good or lame. It's 4 minutes long. I'm not just going to sit there and show you this. It's rockets launching and then separating. And I am actually going to watch it after the fact, but I don't know if you're interested. And if you are, go to space.com. I mean, you can find it, the SpaceX, Lockheed Martin. They'll all have this video up. You know, I love the concept that we're the ancient aliens, you know, that we are the extraterrestrial life form on this planet. Had an amazing moment a couple of months ago. Had the opportunity to go to an event in what was it, Joshua Tree? I'm trying to remember the name of the place. I have it right around here somewhere. The Joshua Tree Retreat Center. What the hell is the name of the place? It was a great place. It was a great event. Sorry, I gotta find it. But Contact in the Desert is the name of the event. And I had the chance to spend some time with Giorgio Tsoukalos and Eric Von Daniken for a while, hanging out after the event and talking about things. And it's just fascinating. I love the Ancient Aliens series immensely. I love considering the alien agenda. I love considering that all of these religions that have been created have some similarities, including beings from the heavens descending from the skies with technology and power. The Book of Enoch, that was edited out by the Council of Nicaea from the Bible, where he goes up on a ship for a while. You know, you watch the news and you get wrapped up in all this stuff, and you're arguing for days about the anthem. Oh, we're for civil rights and equality. Well, okay, guess what? Everybody relevant is. You can dispute that, but I'm just going to say, you got 90-something% of people that are for equality. For all of us to have a great, I don't know who's arguing these points. And they're so vague. It's like, what are you exactly protesting? What's the problem? Life is unfair for what? For certain cases? For what? What are we? Nobody knows. There's no clarity. So I'm asking for a top 10 list. What's the clarity? So I think if we just write it down and get clear, if you asked 100 of these NFL players, what are your top 10 things that you're protesting? Honestly, it's all President Trump. It all happened. It was Kaepernick, then it was Kaepernick and a handful of people. Trump says something and, okay, now this is the thing. Stop it. This is a political thing. It's a Democratic Party thing. It's a George Soros globalist thing to take down Trump. Stop it. If you want police accountability, I'm for it. If you're for body cameras, I'm for it. If you want police to learn techniques that can both get them home safe instead of being assassinated in Dallas by a Black Lives Matter sympathizer who wanted to kill cops, especially white cops, because he's been worked up into a frothing frenzy by the Democrat-controlled media. Yeah, that's gonna turn some people away from a cause if it's just anti-white racism, anti-cop hatred. Because my point is, if you had 100 people put a top 10 list together, if you're for body cameras, I'm for it. If you want justice in the legal system, I'm for it. If you want police to be more accountable with de-escalation training, I'm for it. The Tamir Rice thing was tragic. He's walking around in public aiming a gun at people, and someone got freaked out and said, hey, can you come take a look? They didn't say, hey, come out, this guy's shooting people, blow him away in 1.2 seconds. Same with John Crawford in a Walmart down in Southern Ohio. You don't know his name. You don't know Kelly Thomas's name. But anyway, I'm getting to all of that to just say, while we're out here arguing about a flag and a national anthem, is this just the bread and circus? The pleasant distraction from the important things that matter in life? And if so, has it always been this way? The Olympics and the gladiators and keep us distracted while they do their thing. They being politicians, they being God or extraterrestrial forces. I love taking this conversation that next step. I'm over the flag thing. I had to let it all go the first day. But hopefully it's gone. But I love the concept of either going to Mars or going back to Mars. Going to the moon and building a base on the moon, or going back to the moon. I like considering the fake moon landing theory. I'm a Cavalier fan. I've had to talk about the flat earth theory because of Kyrie Irving lately. I'm not saying I'm buying any of this stuff, but it's interesting. It's more interesting than arguing about the national anthem. So, kudos to SpaceX and Lockheed Martin. I'm going to be checking this out. Pretty excited for it. Trying to tweet the story out. There you go, good. Alright, well anyway, that's what I got for you today. There's probably going to be a way that this show is going to streamline itself. That maybe I'll take a few minutes of show prep to kind of preload the most interesting stories here. But this literally is me walking through the news with you, reading the morning paper. And I think it could be fun. I encourage your feedback below. Subscribe. Let's do this again. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace!